So excellent. We got two versions for those of you who are joining us for the first time. Just as a reminder, in the download section, there's two versions. There is the workbook and there is the worksheet. The workbook includes a much longer explanation of everything that is going on. The worksheet just has a step-by-step. So what I'm sharing with you is the current version of the worksheet. The version of the worksheet that we are looking at is the one that was updated Sunday afternoon Eastern time. So the PDF should say V3 at the end of the PDF name. I will send reminders to everybody when I send out emails later today with what is going on. So to begin with, we're going to start out with just 3 minutes of wordless tapping. And again, you can just play follow the leader with me. Tap on the side of the hand, take a nice big deep breath. Tap on the chin, take a nice big deep breath. Eyebrow. Under the eye. Under the arm. Back to the side of the hand. Under the nose. And as you tap on the tippy top of the head, you just might notice what's going on in your body. Just scan through, notice if there's any heaviness, any tension. Chin. Collarbone. Side of the hand. Gamut spot, and for those of you who don't know where the gamut spot is, it's in the little valley between the ring finger and the pinky finger in the back of the hand. Under the nose. Eyebrow. Side of the eye. Liver spot, which is right on the edge of your rib cage, directly below your nipples. Chin. Collarbone. Under the nose. Side of the eye. Eyebrow. Tippy top of the head. Chin. Don't forget to be breathing easily as we're doing this. Collarbone. Side of the hand. Under the eye. Tippy top of the head. Side of the eye. Chin. Nice big deep breath. And to end this off, I want to teach you something that I find is just a really great way to do some wordless tapping and relaxing. Take all 5 of your fingers, and what you're going to do is you're going to make a ring around your belly button. So it's kind of like a circle like this. You're going to start at your belly button, and you're going to slowly work your way up your midsection until you get to your collarbone. And once you get to your collarbone, I want you to just go back and forth 3 or 4 times. So you're just basically going from shoulder blade to shoulder blade. And one last time, once you get to the middle, just go right back down to the belly button. Nice big deep breath, give you a big stretch. Now, that last little thing that we just did right there, I call that the rake. Because you're raking across your body. The reason why we do that and why it is so useful is if you've ever looked at an acupuncture chart, you can see that the lines of the meridians running the length of the front of the body any point that is on an acupuncture chart is a point that is viable and useful for us to tap on. And so by doing that, starting there and then going back and forth in this particular way with 5 fingertips, basically you're getting 50 or 60 tapping points over the course of 10 or 15 seconds. And so anytime I'm in a situation that I want to downregulate my emotion really, really quickly, or I want to relax, I take 10 seconds and I do that particular thing. That is the thing I always teach students when they're worried about test anxiety or giving a presentation. Just doing that really, really quickly just relaxes the body because we're releasing all that cortisol, oxygen rushes back to the body, and it makes it nice and easy. Awesome. So now we're going to move on to step number 2. Biggest emotion issue or resistance that you have facing the day. Feel free to jot down notes. Actually, and if you want to type some of the things that you're facing and some generalities or specifics in the chat box, I'll incorporate some of that in when we're tapping along and going through that stuff. But based on the feedback yesterday, I'm going to give you about 30 seconds if you want to just jot some notes down about what you're worried about today, what you think will happen if that worry happens, why you think it's going to go wrong, and what you're going to do in response to that. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Feel free to add some more there to the chat box. I appreciate you guys willing to share in that particular way. About 10 seconds here, we're going to give it a go. Awesome. Tap on the side of the hand, take a nice big deep breath. Just start at the tippy top of the head, move from point to point, repeating after me. I recognize today is going to be a full day. And there are lots of things on my to-do list. And there are lots of things to manage. And I want to make really good choices as I navigate this. And I know that there are some things that are a little bit scary because of things that have happened in the past. And as I step into the rest of my day, I give myself permission to just take these tasks one at a time. To simply do what is in front of me today. Because I'm worried if my day gets off track, I'm going to fall behind. I'm not going to get everything done. It's going to be hard for me to be successful. And if I'm worrying too much about what is coming, it's going to make it really hard for me to be present and for me to be focused. And the reason I'm worried about all of this is I know what happens when I get caught up in my emotions of worry. I know what happens when I get off track. And I know this is possible because I've gotten off track before. I've let worry get the best of me. And this is not because of any great failing. But this is because I'm human. And because I know that busyness can get the best of me. Because I know worry can get the best of me. I give myself permission to take everything that needs to be done today and just take those things one at a time. And if I take what is in front of me one at a time, I'm going to get through the day. It doesn't mean that it's going to be perfect. It doesn't mean everything's going to go exactly as planned. And I might actually get off track because of these emotions. I might find it hard for me to make good decisions. But when that happens, I'm going to give myself permission to reset. I'm going to give myself permission to just take things one at a time. And if I need to stop what I am doing, to get up and stretch, to do a little tapping, to go for a quick walk, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. The goal is not to be perfect today, but to be present in each moment, to take things as they come, and if my emotions get the best of me, it doesn't mean my day's over. It's just a chance for me to reset and to continue the day from that moment with a new sense of presence. Nice big deep breath, big stretch. Feel free to grab a sip of water. And if you noticed anything came popping to mind, something you should be doing or paying attention to, feel free to jot it down, share it in the chat box. We can know the insight that you all are having, but make sure you're catching this and getting a hold of it. Because I find when I tap in this way, lots of clarity happens. That as I was doing this today, going through that, I just realized that I just need to plan an afternoon walk today because my day got started really, really early, and I know I'm going to be dragging in the afternoon. So when we get done at 2:30, I'm going to put a little walk on my calendar so I step into the day in that way. Awesome. Next, support and protection. Awesome. I love the insights that are showing up. That's really, really great. Very good. So supports and protections. Now we've talked a little bit and we tapped a little bit on the things that we need, but if there's a specific support or protection that you need today, that's something that you need to reach out from the outside, if that's something you need to call interiorly, either of those things, feel free to type some of those in and I'll incorporate them in what we're tapping on today. If you don't want to put them in the chat box, that's okay. Again, I would encourage you to jot down, this is the resource and protection or resources and protection. You're allowed to ask for more than one. We don't just get one each day, ask for whatever you need. The reason why you need that thing, jot that down. Why you're afraid to ask for it. and list the places that you can get that resource. Again, just getting the sense of tuning in and being aware in this way, I find so super useful. Like, if you're in a circumstance, as you're adding stuff to the chat box, know that going through this process thoughtfully and deliberately, even without tapping. So if you're in a circumstance where you don't feel like you're in a tapping safe space, just going through the process just works in a really good way. For me, because I had a really, really, really bad night's sleep, for me, the resource I need is a little energy and a little rest. What do we got over here? Gentleness, sense of adventure. Ooh, I love that one. I don't know if that's on the list yet. I need to add that to the list if it's not. That's a great one. Fun doing tasks, trust myself, remembering to find play in my day. Yes, I need to add that to the list. That's super, super awesome. I love that as a resource. Let's do some tapping. As I step into today, there are lots of resources that I could use to make today easier. Oh, I would love the resource of energy so I can do what is in front of me today. The resource of gentleness with myself, so I can fully recognize the context of everything that I'm doing my work within. And so I'm evaluating myself justly and fairly. As I'm doing my work today, I want to make sure I find fun and adventure inside of that. Just because I'm doing tasks doesn't mean they have to be tedious. And it's important that I recognize the context that these tasks fit within. Because when I recognize the context, it's easier for me to enjoy them. Not only do I want my tasks to be fun, I give myself permission to make sure that I'm playing today. I'm doing something that I enjoy. Just for the sake of enjoying it. It will make my day easier, but that's not why I want to play. It will give me more energy, but that's not the only reason why I want to be playful. Finding play inside of my day will make it so much easier. I also give myself permission to access wisdom and guidance. Trusting my own wisdom and guidance. And also trusting the wisdom and guidance of others. I give myself permission to reach out and ask for wisdom and guidance of others today. Asking for help doesn't mean that I've failed. Asking for help doesn't mean I'm doing it wrong. And the reality is, there's actually some people in my life who would love to help me today. There are people who would be flattered if I asked them. And the reason why I'm asking for all these things is because I just want my day to be better. And there's a part of me that's afraid to ask. Even afraid to ask myself for more. Because I have this misguided belief that says I have to do it all. I have to do it on my own. I have to do it in a way where everybody else thinks I have it under control. I give myself permission to look internally and externally for guidance and protection today. And that protection might simply be turning to a loved one and sharing with them the fact that I'm feeling a little tender today and they just need to be gentle with me. Or turning to a loved one and just asking them to provide a little insulation so I can do the tasks that I need to do so they can keep other things at bay for me. I'm worthy of asking for protection and support. I don't have to do it all perfectly, and I don't have to do it all on my own. I give myself permission to take actions imperfectly today, knowing I can ask for help along the way. Another big deep breath, another big stretch. And again, insights that came popping up if you didn't grab them while we were tapping. Give yourself 30 seconds, things that you needed to note, things you needed to remember, phrases that you heard in the tapping that you want to grab onto so you can tap to them later. Just capture all of that. And again, feel free to share any of those insights or thoughts with us in the chat box. We'd love to hear those as well. Excellent. Awesome. And you can see by giving ourselves permission to recognize that I'm worthy of insulation and protection. I don't need to be afraid. I can make this fun. How easy it is to reset our day and step into the day in a more thoughtful, deliberate way. I don't have to be perfect. Exactly. There are people willing to help. Yes, there are people in our lives who are frustrated because we're not asking them for help. That are humbled when we ask them for help. They're honored by that. Sweet. Excellent. Take a nice big deep breath. Just tune into your body. Just scan it top to bottom. Just pay attention to any tension, any worry, any pain. And just repeat after me. My system is a healing machine. I give my system permission to do what it needs to do today to keep me healthy. I give my system permission to tap into all of my internal wisdom to increase my health and well-being today. I choose to release anything known, unknown, and hidden that is preventing me from being healthy. I give my system permission to ask for what it needs to be healthy today. And just pay attention to that. And if you want to write it down, I'm hearing nap loud and clear. My system is made for health. Love those yawns I'm seeing. My system is made for well-being. I am so thankful for everything my system does in the background all day long to keep me healthy and safe. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My system is a healing machine. My system is full of wisdom. My system is a healing machine. I give my system permission to unleash that wisdom. I give my system permission to ask for what it needs today. Nice big deep breath. Mm, mm, mm. Excellent. Good stuff. Again, if you noticed anything as we were tapping through that, something you need to note for yourself to add to make sure that you're remembering to do it to take care of yourself today. If there's an insight or something you found interesting, feel free to share that in the chat. Would love to hear how that is. Awesome. Have a great morning. Okay, last thing we're gonna tap on this morning, big whys. Again, why do we do what we do? Why do we step out into the world today? Today, I'd like to yesterday I demonstrated for you what I like to do for the work that I do. Today, I'm going to demonstrate two other areas that I like to demonstrate, that I like to tap on for my whys. And those are for my own personal spiritual journey and the people that I'd like to have in my life. So again, take a moment, tune into your whys. If you need to jot something down, if you don't have it down, that's great. But this is what it looks like. I know that I love having relationships with people who are playful, with people who are curious, with people who like to challenge me and challenge themselves. And so the reason why I enter into a relationship is so that I can grow in those particular ways. It's not that I just want to be connected with others. But I want to be connected with others in a way that enrich my life. And relationships are work. And relationships are far from perfect. But the reason I have them, the reason I cultivate them, is so I can grow in that particular way. As a human, I'm made for connection. And the reason I work at relationships is for rich, dynamic connection that enriches my life. I spend lots of time trying to understand myself and trying to understand the universe and how I connect with all of that. Because when I invest in my spiritual self, when I give attention to my spiritual self, I'm more aware of the richness of my life. I'm more aware of the grace that surrounds me. I make more thoughtful choices. And I understand myself better. And by understanding myself better, I'm able to be more comfortable inside of my own skin. And I'm able to ask harder questions and deeper questions, so I can continue to understand more. It's good that I continue to pursue understanding without feeling like I have to understand it all right now. I can engage in the spiritual journey with a sense of playfulness. Nice big deep breath. And just sit with that for a moment. And if anything comes bubbling to the surface, feel free to capture it. Or if it just needs to pass by, where you just need to notice it and just be in the moment with it. Awesome. Great. Any questions, any comments, any thoughts, feel free to drop them in the chat box. We're basically done tapping for today. I apologize for the confusion about some of you who showed up at 5 o'clock. This is a dumb name, the way that we're set up. But we're going to be at 5:30 again tomorrow morning, 5:30 every single weekday. This is day 2 of 4 weeks. If you get any questions or comments, drop them into the chat box. If you need to get about your day, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow morning in about 15 minutes. The audio and video for this will be up. So if you want to go back and tap along to it, you certainly can do exactly that. If you have any questions about anything else, feel free to shoot me an email at anytime, Gene, Gene, at tappingqa.com. I'm going to hang on for a moment or two more. How do we find the replay for yesterday? The link that has the Zoom link and all of that, and the email, I'll send it again. All of the downloads are going to go on the page where the downloads are and the trainings are. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in a reverse chronological order so that when you go to the website today, you'll see the training, you'll see the downloads, you'll see today's tap along audio, video and audio, and then directly below that, you'll see yesterday. And over the course of 20 days, I'll just keep populating them. And so ultimately you're going to end up with a sheet that's going to have 20 audios and 20 videos that we can tap along. Awesome. Doesn't look like there are any other questions there. Awesome. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. The Zoom link for tomorrow is going to be the exact same Zoom link. It's the same link every single day. I'll be here every morning, Monday through Friday, for the next 3.5 weeks. Have an awesome Tuesday wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye. Joyfully writing bells. Love it.